Hello guys, we are discussing chapter 3 gravitational force and friction. So let's start our discussion with the first problem from the chapter 3. The maximum train load pulled through the channel, the train tunnel under the English Channel that links England and France is 2434 ton. Determine the force of gravity on this huge mass. So mass is given in tons. First of all, we have to convert it into the kg. For conversion, we will be multiplying it with the factor 1000. So mass can be represented at 2.434 into 10 raised to power 6 kg. We know the acceleration due to gravity has a value 9.8 Newton per kg. So now when we put the formula Fg, the force of gravity is equal to m into g, which will be equal to 2.434 into 10 raised to power 6 into 9.8, right? So now the answer would be in Newton because it's the force and it will be in the downward direction, right? So answer would be 2.4 into 10 raised to power 7 Newton in the downward direction. Now coming to the second problem, it states calculate the weight of fully outfitted astronaut who has a mass of 150 kg on moon. The mass on the moon is given, the weight is equal to the force due to the gravity, right? Weight is not equal to mass. When mass is multiplied with the acceleration due to gravity, we will get the weight. So mass is given, acceleration due to the gravity on moon is 1.6 Newton per kg. We will just multiply it 150 into 1.6. So this would be in the Newton. So when you calculate it with the help of the calculator, you will be calculating 2.4 into 10 raised to power 2 Newton in the downward direction, right? This would be the force due to the gravity or weight. Now coming to the Newton's law of universal gravitation. According to the Newton's law of universal gravitation, the force due to the gravity or the force due to the gravitational attraction, it is always the attraction force. It is directly proportional to the product of the masses of the two objects and inversely proportional to the distance between the two objects, right? So if I increase the mass, the force of gravitation will increase, and if I increase the distance between the two objects, the force of gravitation is going to decrease. So how he computed this, how Newton computed it, he took m2 and d constant, then he varied m1 and he saw that force is directly proportional to m1. Similarly, he found out force is directly proportional to m2 while keeping m1 and d constant. Similarly, he found out force is inversely proportional to distance square while keeping m1 and m2 constant. So force of gravitational attraction is directly proportional to the masses of object and inversely proportional to the square of distance between their centers. Now based upon this, we have a question. Calculate the magnitude of force of gravitational attraction between the metal balls used in the men's shot put competition, each of mass 7.26 kg and whose centers are separated by a distance of 24 centimeters. So distance is given in centimeter. First of all, we will convert it into meters. So distance is 0.24 meter. We know the force of gravitation has the formula g m1 m2 upon d square. So let's put the value. G is 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11. It is the constant of proportionality, right? So when I remove this proportional sign, I will be having g. So now g is 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11. m1 and m2 is 7.26, so it is multiplied with 7.26 square and divided by d square, which is 0.24 square. So when you compute it, it will come out to be equal to 6.1 into 10 raised to power minus 8 Newton. This is the force of gravity between the two balls. Now coming to the coefficient of friction. What is the coefficient of friction? It's a number that indicates the ratio of magnitude of force of friction between the two surfaces to the magnitude of force perpendicular to these surfaces. So I have two surfaces. There would be some force of friction which is acting in the reverse direction of the applied force. So if applied force is in this direction, force of friction will be in reverse direction. Force of gravity will always be in the downward direction and the normal force will be in upside direction, opposite to the force of gravity. It is always perpendicular to the surface, right? So mu is the coefficient of friction. It is given as force of friction divided by the normal force. So Ff can be represented as mu into Fn. So now we have two types of coefficient of friction: kinetic coefficient of kinetic friction and coefficient of static friction. Now coefficient of kinetic friction is lesser, so that I will be having lesser friction while the body is moving in the motion, and the static friction would be higher higher than the kinetic friction. So mu k is Fk upon Fn, where Fk is the kinetic friction, and mu s is the Fs upon Fn, where Fs is the static friction. Now coming to the problem, it states in the horizontal starting area of a 4-person bobsled race, the 4 athletes with a combined mass including outfit of 295 kg exert a minimum horizontal force of 41 Newton to get the 315 kg sled to begin moving, right? So this is the amount of force they are requiring to move the sled. After the sled has traveled for almost 15 meters, they are going to jump into the sled, and sled experiences a kinetic friction of magnitude 66 Newton. Determine the coefficient of static friction and kinetic friction. So now I know from this diagram, you can see this diagram is at the stable position. Here Fn is equal to Fg, right? So Fn is equal to Fg is equal to mg. What is the mass? 315 kg of the sled, right? So g is 9.8 Newton per kg. Now I know Fs is also given 41 Newton. So Fn is equal to magnitude of Fn is equal to magnitude of Fg, right? You can see from here, if I see just the magnitude, they are same. So Fn magnitude can be represented as the mass into acceleration due to gravity. So mass is 315, acceleration due to gravity is 9.8. So you will be getting 2.1 into 10 raised to power. Here I will be writing 2.1 into 10 raised to power 4. So now mu s is Fs upon Fn. Now I know magnitude of Fs, I know magnitude of Fn. So I am going to divide them 41 upon 315 into 9.8. So it will come out to be 0.013, because mu is just a number, it is not having any units. So it can be represented simply as 0.013. Now coming to the next case, now here I need to find out the kinetic friction. So now at this time, the people are on the sled. So the mass would be the combined mass 295 plus 315, which is 610 kg. So now again Fg is equal to Fn magnitude. So Fn is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. Now mass is combined mass 6110, acceleration due to gravity is 9.8. So this is in Newton, right? It is just the magnitude of the normal force. Now Fk is given, mu is magnitude of Fk upon Fn, so it will be equal to 66 upon 610 into 9.8, right? So it will come out to be equal to 0.001, right? So this is how you can find out the mu k and mu s. You can do the computations with the help of your calculator. So a truck's brakes are applied so hard that the truck goes into skid on the dry asphalt road. If the truck and its contents have the mass of 4.2 into 10 raised to power 3 kg, determine the force of kinetic friction on the truck. Mu k we know from the table which is given in the book. Mu k is 1.07, acceleration due to gravity we know, mass is given. So Fn is equal to mg. We can calculate Fn. Fn is equal to total mass 4.2 into 10 raised to power 3 into 9.8. Now we know Fk. Fk can be represented as mu k into Fn. So Fn we know, mu k we know, Fk will be equal to, mu k is 1.07 and Fn is 4.2 into 10 raised to power 3 into 9.8. So now you can do the computation with the calculator and it will come out to be 4.4 into 10 raised to power 4 Newton, right? And the force of kinetic friction is opposite to the direction of applied force. So I hope you understood all of them. Thank you so much.